Hello, Indusage viewers. Today we have for you a very talented star. She's also known as the Queen of our hearts, Soha Ali Khan. Welcome, Soha, to Sydney.
Thank you very much.
I must say you're just as stunning in real life as you are in your photos.
Thank you so much.
I'm Divya Dhingra from Indusage. We are the largest circulating magazine in Australia for subcontinent diaspora. We have 5 different monthly editions all across Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, Brisbane and Perth. So thank you very much for speaking to us. First of all, today you stand as a beautifully married lady. Congratulations. So tell us, how has life changed for you after marriage?
Actually, I'm quite pleased to say that it hasn't changed very much because Kunal and I have known each other for many years, almost 8 years now, and there were no secrets. We'd really seen the worst of each other before we decided to take the proverbial plunge, and we also lived together for a couple of years before we got married. So there were, as I said, no surprises. And in fact, the promise that we made to each other when we got married was that I will not change and he will not change as a person. And we've kept our end of the bargain so far. But it's only been 4 months or so, 4 or 5 months. So it's still very new.
Absolutely, a gorgeous newlywed indeed. You are the daughter of the Indian royal family or Nawabs. So do you feel any kind of pressure to carry forward that lineage?
I really think that that whole world is more or less disappearing in India now. I appreciate the cultural traditions and a lot of the the traditions that we have in the family, and we try and uphold them as much as possible. But the whole era of the Nawabs and being a prince or a princess or a king or a queen no longer really holds, I think, in modern India. And certainly the lifestyle that I have back in Mumbai doesn't reflect much of that. I may have inherited a title or some clothes or some jewelry, but beyond that I feel a very sort of modern 21st century working woman. I'm more focused on my career, and I tend to look more to the future than to the past anyway.
Well, that's the way. You'll always and always remain the queen of our hearts, though. Also, your mother is an icon of beauty, and you've certainly taken after her. So if you had to describe beauty, how would you?
I think beauty, as they say, is in the eye of the beholder. So for what I find beautiful may be different to what someone else might find beautiful. And for me, beauty, I think, certainly has a visual component, something that you find attractive, whether it's a painting or a person or a piece of art. But beyond that, I think that it goes beyond what's on the surface. And what is simply just beautiful to look at becomes old quite quickly, and you can get bored with it. But something that has personality or is engaging in a different way, I think that thing lasts more and makes more of an impact. So I think that beauty really must come from within, not just beyond the surface.
That's so true, and you definitely have both, inside and out. So you're here and you'll be judging Miss, Mrs. and Mr. India-Australia pageant 2015.
Yes.
So can you tell us, what are the aspects that you would be looking for when evaluating the contestants?
Well, I think that because, of course, it is a beauty pageant, at the end of the day, I think that one will have to make an impact visually, as I said. That is important, and first impressions do matter. So I think, but what I mean by that is one doesn't have to be necessarily conventionally aesthetically beautiful or handsome. I think you have to have what they call screen presence, which is something that is difficult to quantify, but you know it when you have it. So if somebody makes an impact in the way that they walk or talk or present themselves, of course I'm looking for a sense of confidence, a sense of, as I said, that inner beauty, and personality, and humor, if possible. I think it's always great if you can make someone laugh and lighten the mood. So if somebody brings a little bit of wit to the stage, then I would definitely be interested.
Definitely. We've seen Soha as an actor and also as a motivational speaker at educational institutes like Harvard. If she's an anchor on one side, she's judge on the other. So what do you have to say about the diverse sides that you have?
I think I enjoy all the various aspects of working in this line. Of course, the main love is working as an actor, doing films. But there's so much that's part and parcel of this job. I think when you are a movie actor in India, people do look at you as a role model, and they ask you to be a motivational speaker. People want to understand your story, your struggles, your successes, and how you cope with them. And they're very powerful people, movie actors, in India and around the world. So I think that some of that can be challenging, but some of it can be very enjoyable. And I think what I enjoy most is perhaps the motivational speaking, because I do enjoy speaking, especially to students and young people. And I think that if you share your stories, then perhaps they don't feel so alone. And a lot of people, I think, have a misconception as well about the glamour industry and about especially female actors and how tantrumy they can be. So I do like to set them straight as far as possible.
Well, that's lovely to hear. You've worked in Hindi, Bengali, and English cinemas, respectively. Out of these three, which one did you enjoy the most working in?
I've enjoyed working in all. It's really more about the character that you're playing, the director, the people that you're working with on the film. Of course, working with Ritu Ponogoshan on Tor Mahal, which is the Bengali film that I did, was a very valuable experience because he's a fantastic director. Working in Hindi cinema on films like Rang De Basanti or Sahi Bibi Gangster, phenomenal directors, wonderful scripts, really engaging characters that have stayed with me, like Khoya Khoya Chand, where I really felt sad when that movie ended because I wasn't ready to let go of the character. And then again, English cinema is wonderful because I'm very comfortable in English, and it was lovely to shoot in England. I did a movie with my mother called Life Goes On. I've been a part of Canadian films, working with Deepa Mehta, like Midnight's Children. So for me, it's not really so much about the language that I'm speaking. It's more about the people I'm working with and, the character that I'm playing.
Truly multi-talented. Absolutely. And now we will be seeing you in Ghayal once again, which is, of course, a sequel to 1990 hit Indian film Ghayal, starring Sunny Deol. And you can just imagine the expectations that are riding with it. So what do you have to say about that?
I would say that it has been, a huge all-time grosser in terms of box office success, and it's a film that a lot of people have loved. And I think that it's a film that lends itself to a sequel very well in terms of the plot, and they've done true justice to that. And it is a true sequel to the film, with a lot of the characters being repeated. And like the original, like Kyle, it is action-packed, and it's got really phenomenal action. And I know that Sunny Deol has put his heart, and soul into this film. He's directed this film as well, and I hope that it does very well for him in his production.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, we all look forward to it. You're an icon of fashion for us. So can you give us a few fashion mantras for our viewers and readers of Indusage?
I actually don't see myself as a fashionista at all. I prefer to be in style. So I think that for me, wearing something that is classic, something that suits me, is more important than following what is the trend at the moment. Having said that, again, as an actor, you have to constantly experiment and try out different things and work on a look. So that is important, of course. But I think that, especially for women, I would suggest that you find out what your body type is, and then if you dress according to certain rules, then you can achieve that. It's a look of perfection, even if nobody's perfect, and nobody has that perfect hourglass figure. Some people might, but you can still achieve, the illusion of perfection if you style yourself well.
Absolutely, and you do it very, very well. So tell us a little bit about your upcoming projects.
Well, again, Ghayal once again is one, and then we've done a film called October 31st, which is on the 1984 Sikh pogrom that happened in Delhi, one day following the assassination of Indira Gandhi. So that was an intense film to shoot, but we've completed it. We shot in Ludhiana, and a wonderful national award-winning director, Shivaji Lotan Patil, and we're hoping that it will release in September.
Wonderful. We all look forward to it. So from the Indusage family, we'd like to wish you the very best of luck for a shining and a very successful future ahead. Thank you for speaking to us.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.